Hello and welcome. This explainer is brought to you by Forge College. Today, we are going to be decoding the essential language of the Solana blockchain. We're going to demystify those core terms you see everywhere, from documentation all the way to those pesky error messages.
Have you ever been staring at your screen wondering what on earth is a Lamport, or what does a rent-exempt account even mean? If you've ever felt a little lost in that sea of crypto jargon, don't worry, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to clear all of that up today.
So how are we going to do this? Well, to make these really technical concepts finally click, we're going to use a simple but honestly super powerful metaphor. I want you to forget about abstract code for a minute, and instead think about a post office. Okay, let's dive right in.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll meet the key players running the show. Then we'll take a tour of our Solana post office. After that, we'll actually send a crypto package, figure out the postage and fees, and then wrap it all up with why this stuff is so important to know.
All right, first up, let's meet the key players. Understanding these three distinct roles is really the first step to getting how the whole system works, and more importantly, how to figure out what's wrong when it doesn't.
Okay, this table breaks it down perfectly. Think of the validator as the postmaster general, the big boss who makes sure everyone agrees on what mail got delivered and when. The node, that's your local post office branch, the physical building you go to. And the client, well, that's you. You're the customer standing at the counter ready to mail something.
And this is the crucial point. Knowing these different roles helps you diagnose problems so much faster. Is the entire postal service slow today? That could be a validator health problem. Is your local branch just closed? That sounds more like a node sync issue. Or maybe you just filled out the shipping label wrong. That's a client error. See, they're all very different things.
So now that we know who is involved, let's step inside the Solana post office itself and see exactly where the magic happens.
You can think of this table as your Rosetta Stone for Solana. A program is like the post office's high-tech sorting machine. An account is basically a mailbox where you store your stuff. And a transaction, that's the sealed envelope that holds all your instructions.
Let's zoom in on the program. This isn't just any old machine. It's a highly specialized piece of equipment. For instance, you might have a token transfer sorting machine, and only that specific machine has the authority and the special keys to open up token mailboxes and change what's inside.
Next up is the account. This is your personal mailbox. It holds your assets, whether that's Sol or any other kind of token, and just like a real PO box, you have to pay to keep it around. On Solana, this is called rent. An account needs to hold a tiny minimum balance to be what's called rent-exempt, which just means it's paid up and will stay active.
And finally, we have the transaction, our sealed envelope. Now, the really crucial part here is that you have to write on the outside of the envelope every single mailbox that needs to be opened or changed. You have to declare everything up front. It's a huge part of what makes Solana so secure and so fast.
Okay, so we know the players and we know the pieces inside the post office. Let's put it all together. Let's walk through the actual process of sending a package, in this case an SPL token, from one person to another.
It's this really clean four-step dance. First, your client software builds the transaction. Second, you sign it, your digital signature, and submit it to a node. Third, the validator grabs it and uses the correct program, that sorting machine, to execute it. And finally, boom, the outcome is recorded forever on the public ledger.
And here's the result, a super simple before and after snapshot. The sender's mailbox now has 10 fewer tokens, and the receiver's mailbox has 10 more. It's simple, it's clear, and it's permanently recorded on the blockchain for anyone to see.
Of course, mailing a package isn't free, right? You've got to pay for postage, and after you pay, you're definitely going to want a receipt and a tracking number to make sure your package actually arrived safe and sound. So let's cover that now. So what are you paying with? You pay with Lamports. Now don't let the name throw you. A Lamport is just the smallest possible fraction of a Sol token. Seriously, it's tiny. Think of it like this. If Sol is $1, then a Lamport is way less than a penny. And you use these little digital pennies to pay for the tiny fees on every transaction.
Okay, so you've sent your package, the fee has been paid in Lamports, but how do you actually track it? How do you confirm it got there and see all the details of its journey? Well, for that, you use a special tool called a Block Explorer.
A Block Explorer is basically the ultimate package tracking website, but for the blockchain. The signature is your unique tracking number. The status tells you flat out if it was delivered or, returned to sender. The fee shows you the exact postage you paid, down to the Lamport. And the program logs, These are the best part. They're like detailed notes from the postal worker telling you exactly what happened at every single step. So we've covered a ton of ground. Let's bring it all home and talk about why this actually matters. Because mastering this vocabulary, it isn't just for fun. It's about turning jargon into a seriously powerful diagnostic tool.
I want you to remember these 3 key principles. 1. Disambiguate the roles. Is this a validator, a node, or a client issue? 2. Use the metaphor. Was the problem with the sorting machine, the mailbox, or the envelope? And 3. Read the receipt. Use a block explorer to get the real, hard data.
This quote just nails it. An error message is not a dead end. It's a clue. It's the system telling you, hey, the sorting machine jammed up when it was trying to process this specific mailbox. The logs will point you right to it, so you can figure out exactly what went wrong.
And just like that, you now have the foundational vocabulary you need to go out and confidently explore the Solana ecosystem. You have the mental models to read docs, to understand new projects, and, most importantly, to diagnose issues when they pop up.
To dive even deeper into Solana and a bunch of other Web3 topics, you can continue your journey with the full course over at forge.college. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.